Here we are. We are live today from a field of rasp berries, not raspberries, rasp berries. And it appears my voice is still semi-raspy. That venue comes from Dom. This is the 8th show of the Vuvuzealous tour. Man, the Vuvuzealous tour has just whipped by. We're almost to October's tour. Anyway, I'm the Etcetera kid. If this is you, I should say some AKs. Let's see some of these AKs. AKA the first musician ever to put a kick on one. The yada yada kid. Sick but not sickly. Kick on 2 minus 1, AKA the kind you do bring home to mother. Okay, that was enough AKs. Welcome everybody. Let me fade some background in. Let's see. Welcome everybody. If it's your first time watching the show, this show is all about musical improvisation. Everything you see me do is made up on the spot, but I get a ton of help from you guys. You guys choose the sounds, the keyboard sounds. You guys choose the BPM, the starting key, sometimes the mode. I turn usernames to drum loops and drum fills. You guys name our venues, our tours, our songs. You submit AKs, you submit polls, and you teach our bot Tubi how to talk. It's a collaboration. Welcome everybody. Let's see. Let me see who's here before we launch into all this. Let me see in my list. I see Vivid Chronos here, Enigma, Devil's Nest, Kimberly, Stoosh Batiste, Mercer Sky. Let's see, Allegra's here, Room Penrod is here, Ninja Freeze, Lenina, Stoosh Batiste, ClaraBowBunny, a legendary LOL. If I did not say her name, I just don't see it in my list yet, but welcome everybody. And there it is, a 4-month resub from Room Penrod. Thank you, Room Penrod. Oh, Lost Elf is here, frambox. Let's see. If I remember, I'm not going to do it at the start of the show, but at some point during the show, I'll explain why I was late on Monday. And you're thinking, who cares about Monday or Wednesday? Well, it's sort of relevant. It's going to be ongoing, not in terms of necessarily being late, but it's going to affect some things. Okay. In good and bad ways, as I will explain later. Okay, let's see, but I want to launch into music. We should have a request. Let's see, what do we have? 92 beats a minute from Lenina, F minor from Mercer Sky. We got drum loops. They're not showing up on my screen, but I can't really see them from this far away. I think it was Jarden and I'm not sure, Felix? I should see in a second. Oh, there it is. Pithlix and Jart. I believe those are their first drum loops ever. Okay. And this is all zeroed out. We're good. There we go. And there is Room Penrod's resub. So it's strange, on Monday's show, our Jumbotron stopped working for the last 3 songs, and I don't know what happened. I reset it after the second song, after I realized what had happened, but that didn't solve the problem. But it's working fine today. I didn't do anything. Now, the Jumbotron is actually really complicated. What happens is it OSC messages? I forget. I programmed the Jumbotron. That was one of the first things I coded. It was well over a year ago. But basically what happens is on one computer, the computer that's running Ableton Live, I have a program running on there that knows what's happening at any given moment. It knows what requests are relevant, and it sends a message, I think over OSC. I might be forgetting anyway, to the streaming computer. And there's a program on the streaming computer that then interprets that data and displays the credit at the right moment and basically on the beat. So there's a lot of moving parts. I don't know I don't quite know what happened, but fortunately the Jumbotron has worked really well for the most part. Probably out of like 1,100 songs, I think it hasn't worked maybe, 10 times, which by my standards is a very good percentage. Now, if you were making a software for, to control missiles or to control at the hospital, that would be a very bad percentage. But for my purposes, that's good enough. Let's see. Let's make these drum fills. Oh, hey, Jart. Yeah, it's good to see you back. Let's see. What are we doing here? Oh, yeah. Milestones. We got some milestones, I think. Let's see. This next track's going to feature Pithlix's first request ever, and it's two requests. A drum fill and a drum loop for our new friend Pithlix. And then we have first request of type. This is iLegendary LOL's first drum fill request. And then we have this song will feature, this is Spark's 10th sound request and Mercer Sky's 25th drum fill. Nice. Congrats on those milestones. Okay, we can fade out this music because it is time to start prepping. This drum kit was requested by Enigma. It is the trance kit, a trance remix kit. So now that we have our kit, we can make our loops. There we go. Okay, our first beat. This comes from Pithlix. This is raw from the generator. Let's check it out. Here it is, 100% raw to start. Yeah. I'm gonna have to decide. Do I want kick on one? I'm not sure yet. I'm still deciding if I want to add a kick on one. I am gonna shape my hats like I usually do. And trying to decide. Ghost that snare a bit, ghost this snare just a bit. Yeah, we don't need a kick on one. We don't need no kick on one. Here it is. Pithlix's beat. Yeah. I like it. Thank you, Pithlix. And next up, we have Jart. Here's Jart, raw from our generator. Yeah, another no kick on one. And I think, we're gonna go with that. We're gonna go with no kick on one on this one as well. But I'm not going to honor 100% of the silence. I'm going to ghost these snares a bit first, and ghost this snare and this snare a bit. No, not that one actually. And I'm going to put it, this is what I'm going to add. I'm going to add a kick right there. And actually, this is what I'm not going to ghost as much. And a hat. And that'll be good. Yeah, here it is. Jarton's beat. Sweet, we got it. We have our beats. Thank you, Jart and Pithlix, for your rhythms. Now it's time to check out these sounds. We have from Mountain Lion Tequila, the thumb stroke bass. And then from Allegra, we have Orbit Moods. From Spark, we have the Spanish flamenco guitar. That's not right. That is not right. What happened here? What happened? Oh yeah, these didn't load. Huh. Up there's this classic error. This happens, once every 30 songs. It says it says a identifier. A identifier can't go after this, and then there are 4 quotes and a period. I have no idea. Unknown error, it says. Okay, I gotta wait a second while these sounds reload. So those first 2 sounds were not correct. That was not in fact thumbstroke bass. That was not in fact orbit moods. I give the computer another chance to get this right. There it goes. So for you guys wondering, this usually works really well. What happens is, in the background while I'm talking, I wrote this code that basically opens a new empty file in Logic, and then it loads sounds. And there's no way to do this with an API or anything. So literally, my program is like tabbing and typing and moving the mouse around, and it works most of the time. There we go. Here it is, thumbstroke bass. That sounds better. That sounds more what I was expecting. Okay. That's thumbstroke bass. And then we have our orbit moods. And then this, in theory, should be our Spanish flamenco guitar. I'm not sure what you meant, Spark, about the sounds. If you're talking about what just happened, the error actually, it was not in loading the sounds. The error happened before, when it tried to create a new file. So it was on an old file. That's why the sounds were right. As soon as I canceled out of the error, it created the new file and loaded the sounds. And then we have from Lost Elf, Clockwork Ballerina. From Dorf, we got Violins 2, Pizzicato. Pithlick says, how does the drum loop generate the sequence? The generator. Well, I'd love to make a video at some point to explain it better, because it's the kind of thing where I could visually explain it much better than verbally explaining it. Basically, I set rules for the probability of different things happening. So if you listen to the average rock song, right, almost any kind of popular music, dance music, techno, whatever, you're going to hear more hi-hats than snares. And you're going to hear about as many snares on average as you hear kicks, depending on the genre. So I set up some probability rules, and I change those rules sometimes. And those probability rules generate a map of possibilities. And then each letter in your username is assigned a number, basically, in the alphabet. Like if you're A, you're number 1. And so we go to the first part of this map, and whatever is there for A, let's say it's a snare, then all your A's are snares. But again, that map is, the order of it is randomized every time. So even if I don't change the probabilities, it's all totally random. But because in theory, right, it's following certain conventions that it's more likely to have more hi-hats, more likely to have less snares and kicks. But as you guys know, because it's probability, there have been times where there are very few hi-hats and a ton of kicks. So it still leaves a lot of room for variation. But again, and what it means, though, the way it's set up, is that you can have multiple drum loops, and I doubt that any person has ever had a drum loop repeat on the show, even though it's always tied into your username. Let's see. There we go. And then we have classic techno. Ooh. Fiddlick says, I want to know so I can mess with the outcome. There's no way really to mess with the outcome. Well, yeah, there is. I mean, so the thing you have control over, right, are if you have letters that are repeated, then each time that letter appears in your loop, it's going to be the same sound, right? So you could theoretically create a rhythm by having repeated letters, but it's, again, that doesn't guarantee that that rhythm will be emphasized in the way you think it will be. Because let's say you have a rhythm, you have, like here's our beat, and you have A's wherever I clap. A, 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 A. And that A is assigned to snare drum, right? It could be that your next letter is a B, and the B is also assigned to snare drum. So you now have, so there's really, the only way you could really sort of control it is if you did a username that was all the same letter, in which case every single beat would be the same sound, but it might be all hi-hats, it might be all kick drums, it might be all, and I also have things I call combinations. So sometimes you'll have a kick and a hi-hat together, and those are counted as one entity, even though there's two different things happening. And sometimes there'll be a snare and a hi-hat together, because you guys notice sometimes there are multiple notes on top of each other. So anyway, okay, let's see. Let's get to the music. Well, I really should make a little 3-minute video that just shows it visually, shows how the map works with someone's username. And I think it'd be nice to have that, and then people could just watch the video, and it explained it better than I do. Okay, we can start with one of our drum loops, or the bass. Orbit Moods. Spanish flamenco guitar. Clockwork Ballerina. Violins 2 pizzicato. Classic techno. Okay. Those are your sound options. Give you guys a moment more to vote. A moment more. Let's see. So, for you guys wondering why Tubi keeps talking with Nightbot and changing the game, the stream game, I'm running a test to see which game brings in the most new viewers who stay the longest. I've only done the test 2 days, and it's constantly alternating to hopefully account for some things that have to do with what day of the week it is. I don't want to have to try to figure that out, so it's just constantly changing. But I have to say, so far, music is definitely the most beneficial, the music game category. Because when we're in IRL, if I remember, the numbers are good, but they don't stay. They leave after a minute, most of them. Whereas on music, most shows we get at least one or two or more people who stick around. But I'm going to keep running the test for another week or two, just to really feel confident about that determination. Let's see. So when we're in music mode, we switch between creative or music, and when we're in talking, we switch between creative music or IRL. That's what it's currently doing. And there are ways I could do the switching more sophisticated, but I didn't worry about it. But what it does is, it's really simple what I'm doing. At the end of the show, I total up the number of minutes in each game. And then Tubi knows what game each new viewer arrived during. And then I calculate, how many new viewers per hour in that game. And then I also do a calculation of how many minutes watched by these new viewers per hour of that game. And ultimately, that's the most important number, right? Because again, new viewers don't help us if they only watch a minute. I should have done this 6 months ago, but I did it now. Pitlick says, there's an account for people that are already following or subbed. It only pays attention to people who have never watched the show before, who did not exist in my database until that moment. I'm not tracking at all anyone who's ever watched the show before. This is only new people who this is the first time that they've logged into chat. So what that means is that if you have a user account on Twitch, and you're logged in, right, to your account, if you start watching a streamer, Twitch tells the streamer that you're watching. And that might be creepy, but that's how it is. It doesn't matter if you type a message or not. If you start watching, and there's some exceptions. When streamers have more than 1,000 viewers, Twitch doesn't send that information. And this information isn't always reliable either. So you have to take it with a grain of salt. But anyway, so the first time a user appears, the first time Twitch tells Tubi, our bot, that this user exists, at that moment we record what game they were watching, what game we are under when they arrived. That's how it works. Okay, let's do it. Time to etcetera. Time to etcetera. Welcome back, Iron Beagle. Okay, let's do it. Wait, what am I talking about? I got to end the poll first. Let's see. It's classic techno. Classic techno. Here we go. This comes from frambox. Was that the rare request from frambox that was not a debut? Let's just double check this. Yeah, the rare non-debut. Okay, here we go. Let's do it. Time to etcetera. I don't know, was that too mellow a way to start the show? A pretty mellow start. Are you following me around, camera 3? Oh, you are. Good. I forgot to check. Oh, thanks for those scalps. Hey, Brucos. Let's see. Did I mute everything? No, I didn't mute that. Thanks, Qubit. Thanks, Enigma. Yeah, I've been very tired today, so it could be one of these shows where it's mostly mellow stuff. We'll see. I don't know. You guys, sometimes you give me this energy I didn't know I had, so we'll see. Thanks, Douche Patisse. Let's see. Can we listen to this in the background? Let's see. Yes. Oh, thanks, C-Beck. I wish I could say I was doing something fundamentally different, but I think it was just lucky. I was just lucky. Hey, it's Maximus. Let's see. Titles. We have Sleepless in Sound from Pithlix. We've got let's see, what else we have? From Frambox, Digital Fauna. From Stoic, There's No Earthly Way of Knowing. Let's see, 2 more. From Seebeck, Autumn Avenue. Now one last one. Let's see, one last one. From Lenina, Perfectly Imperfect. Okay. These are your title options. We could name this track Sleepless in Sound, Digital Fauna, There's No Earthly Way of Knowing, Autumn Avenue, or Perfectly Imperfect. Now let's see some good titles I missed. Zen in the Midst of Chaos, Iron Beagle. Oh, 1, 2 of yous here. Hey, 1, 2 of you. With Expo 67. Love is Mystical from Real Vanilla Bean. Waves of Melancholy, Room Penrod. Scanning for Home, Kate Johnson. Ancient Sounds of the World, iLegendary LOL. And I'll shout out one more from Jubal, Stimulating Feedback. Okay, lots of good titles. Okay, let's see. What did I do on that? I did some flute and some voice. That's right. Okay, I'm closing this poll. What has chat chosen? And chat has chosen, it's Frambox's title, Digital Fauna. Digital Fauna. Yes. Awesome. Thanks everyone for your titles. That track, courtesy Frambox, now known forever as Digital Fauna. Whoops, why does it keep doing that? Okay, fading it out. I really need to automate that. Okay, let's see. Let's see. Yes, we are going to do another song. There's a point in my checklist that says, run this script if you're going to do another song. Otherwise, do this other thing. At some point, I'm I'm gonna print out the list of my checklist so you guys can see it. I mean, it's not really, it's not exactly a checklist. I only see one to-do item at a time, and Tubi walks me through it one step at a time. But there's like 200 something, 300 something steps on it. It's crazy. Let's see. Oh, and I should say, you know, we're coming close to the end of the month, which means a new tour. So I recommend doing some tours. That is the most difficult thing to get on this show. You know what? I haven't checked, but I think that ClaraBowBunny got this current tour, Vuvuzealous, and I believe with that, ClaraBowBunny might have done the equivalent of the Etcetera kid EGOT. Let me see. Let me just check. Is that possible? I think so. I think ClaraBowBunny might be the only person to have gotten every single kind of request and name. This is done AKAs, keys. Oh no, you haven't done a mood request. That's the only one. Oh, and that should be, why didn't I mark that? That should be marked as filled. But yeah, I need to do the mood request more. Those are just so hard. I have to feel very energized to do the mood requests. Okay, let's create a new empty track. Create an empty track. And let's do this. So I'm going to be doing this poll probably a lot over the next week or so. I'll probably hold off making a decision for a little while, but this is an Etcetera kid poll. And the Etcetera kid wants to know, what is your ideal Etcetera kid streaming schedule? It would still be Monday, Wednesday, Friday, still approximately 4 hours. It could be our current schedule. It could be 1 hour earlier. It could be 2 hours earlier. It could be 3 hours earlier. And this is not a binding poll, right? I have my own considerations, which is why I started when I did. But I'm just curious. This will help me inform my decision. And I'm going to run the poll over and over again this week so that as many people as possible can weigh in, because it may encourage me to go, make one decision or another decision. So I want to just get you guys' feedback. Let's see. While you guys do that, let's see. We got a first time drum loop coming up, and the drum loop for our Tottenham Hotspurs is coming up. Yeah, I think Tubi. I think I can speed up a bit. Yeah, you can do that, Tubi. I think I've got it in me to do that fast. Yes, that's right. I'm talking to Tubi. Let's see. And there we go. I got the first batch. Yeah, as Spark noted, my current schedule definitely limits our European viewers, and I wish I could calculate it, but I actually have a feeling that I do better in Europe than I do in North America. I could be wrong, but it feels like we have a disproportionately high number of European viewers considering how bad it is time zone wise. But maybe I just really notice when people are from Europe. I don't know. my reasons why I originally did my current start time were several. One, I didn't know if noise was going to be an impact, if I was going to bother my neighbors in this building. This is a commercial building. This is not where I live. And and while this room is very soundproof on the sides, it's not very soundproof in the floor. And there's some things below me. So I was inclined to start later. And then the biggest reason is I wanted to be able to do a full day of work on the show and stuff before the show, and then use adrenaline to just power through. That's the way my brain works. I know it seems sort of crazy, because then I could basically do 16-hour days on show days. But, as I will probably talk about later on the show, well, there's some immediate issues that I'm going to be dealing with, and also it's my post-show. I've got post-show work after every show, and it's getting longer and longer, and I just, it's getting tough. It's tough. So it might help me to start a little earlier so I can finish a little earlier. Okay, let's see. We are close. So I'm not going to end this poll a normal way. We're not going to see the results. I'm just going to stop it from accepting votes. And we're going to check out these requests. We got from Mountain Lion Tequila, 110 beats a minute. A major from Sync. Mixolydian from Stoic. We got Drum Loose for Rune Penrod. And 1, 2 of you. One of our European viewers. And Rune Penrod's European too, right? I might be misremembering. 1, 2 of yous in the UK. And Rune Penrod. Am I mixing you up? I'd be embarrassed. I think you're in Germany. Is that right? Is that right? Am I imagining that? Let's see. Meanwhile, let's zero out. But another consideration is, it could be an advantage, it could be a disadvantage of starting sooner, is that if I start sooner, it can make it easier theoretically for bands, for musicians who are touring through the area to make an appearance on my show and then do their gig at night. Because I've been reaching out to I've been watching who's touring through and reaching out to people. That could help local people too if they have a gig, or it might make it harder for local people who, like most of us, most professional musicians, even if they're unbelievable, aren't making a living at it. They're doing something else too. So I don't know if going earlier will make it harder for me to work with local musicians. I don't know. Let's see. Oh, it is Germany? Oh, thanks, 1, 2 of you. So I always like to say this because 1, 2 you, and also we had Seebeck earlier. Where's here? I don't know if Seebeck's still here, but they were viewers in the first couple months that I was streaming, and I can't tell you how, when you're starting out streaming, how much of an impact your first couple viewers, because you have no idea. I spent 5 months preparing this show. I was working like 70 hours a week for 5 months, coding all this stuff up. I had no idea if anyone was going to watch, if anyone was going to like it, if anyone was going to get what I was trying to do. And so, I know maybe not all streamers necessarily have to do 5 months of prep work, but it's still a big leap of faith to start streaming or to do anything, right, in life. And so there were many times when basically it was me and 1, 2 of you was here, or another big one, Epic Evil. Seebeck just makes such a difference. It always makes me happy to see you guys. Let's see, we had a resub from Speaking in Tones 3 months. And Speaking in Tones writes, to another month of awesome stuff. Okay, let's see. And one, two of you in CBAC can tell you the show has changed a lot, or I don't know, progressed. Let's hopefully progressed a lot since when they first started watching. I think maybe when one, two of you first saw me, I think I only had one camera. It was the same way. I mean, I had the same lighting scheme all the time until I think June of this year. Had none of these screens. I don't even know if I could show drum loops on screen. You guys had to just take it on faith, if I remember. Pithlix, you can make a suggestion at any time. You just run the suggest command. Hey, Cole. You just run the suggest command. I have over 300 pending suggestions, though, so it's... And I don't necessarily work in order. I sort of do things as I can, but yeah, if you make a suggestion, I always review the suggestions after the show. Often they just sort of stay in the queue and I can't do anything, but sometimes someone will make a suggestion and I'll be like, oh, I'm just going to do this right now. Just going to take it off the list. So let's see, making our drum fills. Let's see. But yeah, the first couple months, I think it was probably for 2 months. Even after 2 months of streaming, I think there still were songs where we had 0 requests on them. Where it was just the Greek RNGs. It wasn't until my 4th month of streaming, and this is because of Dom. I'm not sure if Dom's here today, but I think it was not till December when we started filling up all the slots. Okay, we got some milestones. Yeah, one, two of you says it was bare bones in comparison. And one, two of you says the music was always good though. Oh, thank you. One thing I did in the early era was my drums were way too loud. I still mix my drums too loud frequently on this show. It's really hard for me to mix drums when because I think when I'm performing, I like to hear drums really loud and much louder than I would want on a mixed record. I think because that's like the experience of playing with a band live. The drums are always ridiculously loud, way louder than they should be, but I'm just used to that. This track's going to feature Rune Penrod's first drum loop. It's the first request ever from our friend Rune Penrod. Congrats on that milestone. First of many. Stooge Batiste asks, are all the sounds Ableton stock? I use no sounds in Ableton. All of the sounds are Logic stock. Sadly, Ableton Live is going to make people angry. But Ableton Live, what I do... Ableton Live does not work very well when you're playing live MIDI and you have multiple tracks of live MIDI. I've tried this with multiple computers. It's not a speed issue. This is an Ableton Live unique issue with Ableton Live. And I believe the issue is that Ableton Live was designed to prioritize audio over MIDI. It's fine for a track or two, but after a couple tracks, it's unplayable. So I had to come up with another solution. I considered having 2 Abletons sync together, but I actually started in Logic Pro, so I'm a lot more used to Logic. There's a lot more sounds with Logic, so that's how it works. All the sounds are from Logic. This track will be Mountain Lion Tequila's first BPM ever and iLegendary LOL's first drum kit. This track will feature... This is Devil Nez Kimberly's 25th song with a request on it. 25. This track, oh, we got a big one. Look at it. First up, we got Jubal's 10th request ever. And then Brukos's 450th request. 450 requests from Brukos have been used on our songs on this show. Big 450. Congrats on that huge milestone. Lastly, this is Cake Johnson's 10th sound request. number 10. Congrats, Cake Johnson, and all for the milestone. I forget, has Dom hit 1,000 requests yet? I think Dom was around 900 or 950, right? Or maybe it was 700. I can't remember. Okay, let's fade this out. Let's fade this out. So our drum kit for this next track, it is the Epic Electro. Let's see. I'm sure some of you guys have noticed that have watched this show enough. Some of these drum kits, they have these sounds that normally, so when you have a keyboard, all of the drums, there's a standard way of which drum sound is on which note of your keyboard. This has been, I don't know, 25 years or 30 years, maybe longer. It's probably since the early 80s. So this kick, this note on the keyboard is always a kick drum. This is always a snare. This is always a snare. This is always a hi-hat. This is always an open hi-hat. And then you have toms, which are here. So I don't always remember when I'm generating the drum fills to double check, just remind myself, are what we expect to be toms actually toms? And do they sound good? Because there are some sounds that should be toms, and some of you guys are going to know this, that sound like flatulence. Like a little like that, but much deeper. And there have been a couple times where I'm doing this song. It's one of the more mellow, really sort of pretty-ish. And then these drum fills come in, and it's just like, oh man, oh. So what I try to do in situations like that, I usually have a different drum kit that's just for the drum fills. I mean, I could theoretically use the original kit and manually reassign stuff, but there's too much talking on the show already, so I take a shortcut, and I'm going to do that with this kit. We're going to use that kit for the loop, but we're going to use an acoustic kit for the drum fills. Okay, let's see. We have our loops. Whoops, did that just crash? That doesn't happen very often. That's weird. Okay, there we go. Oh, thanks, Cole. Yeah, like Captain says, 700 Domro chords. I think Domro chords is the most used sound ever. Eventually it might be the most used Logic sound ever. I don't mean by me. I mean by everyone who's ever used Logic. If you figure out which sound has been used the most, it might end up being Domro chords. Hey, Broskif. But when Domro chords works, it's amazing. When it works in the song, it comes in because it's so organic feeling. Like, that's the downside of doing everything in the keyboard inside of a computer, is it can feel real plasticky and artificial. And acoustic sounds have that life to them. And the Domro chords is not totally in tune sometimes, and it's just, it feels alive. Let's see. Okay. Take two. I'm going to try this one more time. Making our drum loops. We got them. Okay, we got our loops. So now that we have our loops, we can check them out. First up, raw from our generators, Room Penrod. Here is Room Penrod's first beat ever. Yeah, all those kicks. In this case, I am going to have a kick on one. One kick on one. And I want to shape these hats a lot. I want to really emphasize the even hats. I want to de-emphasize this snare. I want to de-emphasize this kick just a bit. De-emphasize this kick just a bit. And de-emphasize these kicks slightly. And that's it. Yeah, I feel like early on in the show, one of the things I did I added a lot more notes than I do now to drums. There are very few beats I left 100% raw. Here it is, Room Penrod. That's a very different sounding beat. We haven't had many beats with kicks like that. I dig it. Thanks, Room Penrod. Next up is 1, 2 of you, raw from our generator. Let's see, we're going to put a kick on one. We are going to shape these hats. Got a lot of hats on this one. I want to kick on there. That's it. Here it is. 1, 2 of you's beat. There it is. We got our beats. Thank you, Room Penrod and 1, 2 of you. Let's check out our sounds. First up, from Vivid Gumbo, we have the 70s Funk Clav. From Phoebus, we have Antarctic Sun. From Spark, we have 80s Electric. From Cake Johnson, we got Digidux Down. Oh, one of these sounds. Oh, Devil's Nest Kimberly's requested Abyss of Despair. Abyss of Despair. This sound just got requested a lot in the early days of the show. It was one of the more popular sounds, I think. And then lastly, from Germaximus Percussive FM. Okay. Those are our sounds. So you guys choose which sound starts the improv. Hey, Mercer Skies. Sorry about, yeah, it's a bummer. We got our drum loops or 70s Funk Clav, Antarctic Sun, 80s Electric, Digidux, Abyss, Percussive FM. Okay, give you guys a moment more. Now let's do a title challenge. I've been trying to do more title challenges each show. Is that a good thing? I've been trying to do almost every other song. Maybe that's too much. Because I used to do them very rarely. I don't know. Yeah, let's do a title challenge. Let's do this one. Let's do a title with a number in it. Title with a number in it. It can be just a number. It can be a word, a sentence with a number, whatever. It must have a number. Okay. Here we go. Okay, I'm into the poll. What has chat chosen? Chat has chosen. Oh, we got a resub from 13th Nile. 2-month resub. Thank you, 13th Nile, for the resub. Wait, we got a three-way tie. Three-way tie. Let's do our tiebreaker. What is going to be? Hey, oh man, Abyss of Despair, and very different vibe. If we'd started with one of those other sounds, but we're going to start with Despair. You guys ready for some Despair? Here we go. That was from Devil's Nest Ghibli. Here we go. Time to Etcetera. that was an interesting one. He had all that distortion on the Electric 80s and the 70s funk clav. I so wanted to have a guitar to just fill it up a bit. A real guitar. Yeah, nice beats though. I was from Room Panorama and One Two of You. Nice set of sounds. Oh, thanks, Allegra. Let's see. Thanks, Enigma. Let's see. Where are we at? Oh, yes, titles. Oh, yeah, what was our challenge? Oh, a number. I had to have a number in it. Let's... Whoops, that didn't work. There we go. Okay, title time. From One Two of You, 666 feet under. From ClaraBowBunny 0 to the power of infinity. From Mercer Sky, the two faces of Adam. The two faces of Adam. Let's see, two more. From Enigma, they came in threes. One last one. Let's see. I'm having a hard time deciding between a couple. Let's see. From Devil's Nest Kimberly, Reactor number 1. Okay, those are your title options. "666 feet under, 0 to the power of infinity, the two faces of Adam, they came in threes, Reactor number 1. There's some titles I missed. Let's see. Why is 6 afraid from 7 from Stoic? Fifth Dimension Descent Cole. 010000101001010110 01000011 from Dangio. 2's Company, 3's a Crowd, Lost Elf. 42 from Kantar. Let's see. From Frambox, Despair, cost $9.99. Where I'm from. From Sush Batiste, The Origin of Kick on One. Okay. We got it. Let's see. Okay, I'm under this poll. What has chat chosen? It is from Enigma. They came in threes. They came in threes. Thanks everyone for your title suggestions. That track, courtesy Enigma. They came in threes. Fade this out. Oh, Enigma's got a bunch of titles. Transgress the Mind, 0 to Hero. Hey, HydroFox856, welcome back. Let's see. Okay, getting ready for this next track. There we go. There we go. Is that going? Sorry guys, I'm just trying to get something fixed quick. Okay, there we go. And let's see. Let's do. We don't have a lot of polls left, actually. Okay, let's do this one. This comes from Sink. Sink wants to know, how much wood could a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? 1 log, 3 logs, 4 bushels, 10 cubits. What's a woodchuck? Would it even chuck wood? Purple. 4 3/4 bundles. What? How much wood could a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? As you guys figure that out, I'm going to be getting these requests ready with Tubi. And let's see. Well, we've done 2 songs. That's good. I felt like we'd only done 1 for a second. Yeah, I'm feeling reckless, Doobie. Let's do it. Let's do it. Feeling reckless. There we go. There we go. One last step. Whoops, did I get it? I think I did. Okay. There we go. We good? Looks like we're good. Yes, we got a request. Hey. It's fall rate. It's fall rate with the Yeehaw Gang. That's good. I'm so glad to see you're back in action, Fall Rate. Fall Rate back in action. Fall Rate was a little underwater. I was back in action. Fall Rate is back. So I always, some of you guys see this, I always try to do an epic yeehaw for Fall Rate. Now my voice is obviously not in peak yeehaw form. The good thing, though, is that I still got my falsetto, and that's all you really need for a good yeehaw. There is the Yeehaw Mafia, the Yeehaw Cartel. I think we need to fade out this background music. This is not appropriate background music for a big yeehaw. Okay, I'm faded out. I feel like I should go full screen to welcome Fall Rate 1000 back. I'm going to go full screen. We'll finish this poll in just a second. I'm going full screen for this yeehaw in honor of Fall Rate 1000. Okay. I'm going to go way back so I don't explode the microphones. And for those of you guys who don't know, there's businesses below me. So just think about that as I make this sound. And the soundproofing is not very good in the floor. I can hear them. If I can hear them, they can hear me. So keep that in mind. Just imagine you hear this sound. Okay, here we go.
Yeah!
There it was. Fauna deserved a huge yeehaw. Fauna, Fauna was underwater. It's so nice to see you. It must mean that at least some things are back to normal. Fauna, welcome back. I hope whatever happened, I hope it's everything's smooth sailing here out. I hope that you never. This was the one natural disaster you're never gonna have to. This is it. You've used up your natural disasters. It's gonna be smooth sailing from now on. There's a resub from Fauna. Thank you so much, Fauna. I feel like there's a point at which I'm going to start doing not as good yeehaws just because I can't go any further. You know, there's going to be an upper limit of what's possible. I have to think through what can I do to keep raising the stakes here. Okay. Thank you so much. The top tier sub there from Fall Raid. Thank you so much. So obviously it's a raid. You guys got to check out Fall Raid. Maybe one of my mods can do another shout out for Fall Raid 1000. Fall Raid 1000 says the stakes are epic. It's too bad I couldn't make a living just doing yeehaws, you know. You know, voice acting would be pretty fun. Anyone in chat ever voice acted before? Wouldn't that be a super fun job? I've hired voice actors, actually. Not so much the cartoon kind of voice actors, but voiceover voice actors. Let's look at our poll. There's a shout out for Fall Raid 1000. So definitely chat. Please check out our friend from the Yeehaw Cartel, Fall Raid 1000. Okay, I'm going to end this poll of how much wood could a woodchuck chuck, and chat has chosen purple. That's what I was hoping you guys would choose. That was my favorite of Sync's options, purple. Oh, and you know what's perfect, chat? You guys don't see the screen anymore. Let me see if I can show you guys the screen. Let's see. If I mute this, will it show? No? No? Oh, I want to show you guys this. Is that it? Oh, I don't think I can show you guys. Oh, man. Oh, I've probably messed myself up. Well, anyway, some of you guys who used to watch show way in the past know that when we did polls, there used to be a pie chart. And the pie chart, by coincidence, purple is actually purple in the pie chart. I wish I just can't see OBS, my broadcasting software, enough to like change the screen, but an amazing coincidence that none of you guys get to see except for me. But it's this beautiful pie chart that is mostly purple. Anyway, you know what I'll do? I'll take a screenshot of it. That's what I'll do. I'm going to take a screenshot. And I'm going to paste this in Discord right now. If you guys don't believe me, so I'm telling the truth here. Telling the truth. Paste it in Discord right now. There it is. Is there anything awkward on the screen that I'm pasting? No, it's all good. There it is. It's in Discord. If you were curious, purple is purple. Total coincidence. Okay. Let's see. Let's look at our requests. So I'm going to probably regret this, but I let Tubi accept 144 beats a minute from Hydrofox 856. It's probably the fastest track we've done in a while. I'm always afraid of this fast stuff just because the computers really aren't powerful enough sometimes. So weird things happen, but, you know, let's do it. We got B5 minor from Unity of Balance, and we got, 3 drum loops. How'd that happen? We got drum loops from Sync, White Captain, and The Rope, 35. Tubi, 3 drum loops? How'd that happen? Oh, I pasted in the wrong Discord? Oh, I pasted in our mod Discord. Whoops. I'll paste it in the... Okay, it's now in our viewer Discord. Sorry about that. It is now there. Let's see. Get everything zeroed out. Devil's as Kimberly says, Etcetera Kids speed boost. Okay. Thanks again to Far 1000 for the host and the 5-month resub. And Far 1000 wrote, best yeehaw ever. Oh, one of these days I'm going to disappoint you. I don't know how much further I can go. Well, I just have to keep doing different things. That's the key. I can't try to peak. I just have to do variations. Do something. Yeah, that's... Okay, let's see. Let's see. Okay, we got a request. We can initialize, import our track names. Whoops. There we go. Importing our drum fills from you guys. We got our drum fills. Steve Petit says, put effects on the yeehaw. Yeah, I might have to. Okay, we got some milestones. This next track's going to feature the first request, the first BPM request from Hydrofox 856, the first key request from Unity of Balance, the first drum kit from Pithlix, and the first drum fill from Room Penrod. First of many. And this next track will feature the 10th sound request from Qubit and the 10th sound request from 13th Nile. Congrats on those milestones. Let's see. Oh, I still have our background music on. Okay. Okay, we got the Trip Hop Remix Kit. And that's our kit from Pithlix, so we can make our loops. Okay, these are going to be intense, I think. Oops, that didn't work. Let's try that again. Oh, whoops, I really screwed up. That's on me. That's not the generator's fault. There we go. Oops. Oops. Try that one more time. Come on, drum generator. You can do it. Okay. There we go. We got our beats. Okay, first up from our drum generator, Devil's Nest Kimberly says auto-tune. Yeah, we told you auto-tune. And have me slide up a scale, slide down a scale. Okay, we first up of our 3 drum loops for this track. It's Sync. Here's Sync. This is going to be fast. Here it is. Oh boy. Oh boy. Okay. Let's see. What are we going to do here? We're going to shape those. I want to ghost that a bit. I don't want these kicks all exactly the same volume. And that should be good. That should be good. I don't need to add any notes. Here it is. Here is Sync's beat. Here it is. Next up, thank you, Sync. Next up, we got Light Captain. Here's Light Captain, raw. Let's see. Since we got a steady stream of hi-hats, I'm going to do something different than I sometimes do. Let's see. This is going to feel a little weird, but that's cool. That's cool. And let's de-emphasize that kick, actually. This is it. Here's Light Captain's beat. Can you guys notice how the hi-hats are not quite keeping up? That's because it just is hard work for the computer. There's Light Captain's beat. Thank you, Light Captain. Lastly, we got the rope. Here's the rope. Oh man, I got some syncopated action there. All right, we're going to de-emphasize those. And we got all this syncopation here. Let's de-emphasize those hats a little bit. And I want to emphasize that snare actually. And I'll lower that kick. And that should be good. Here it is, the rope 35. And you know what? I think in this case, I think I'm not going to honor the silence here on the 5. I need a hat and a kick. I need a hat and a kick there. There it is, rope 35. Honored silence on the 3, though. Let's see, what sounds do we have? If I just have pads, then it's going to be really mellow with these intense beats. Thank you again, rope 35, Light Captain and Sync. Let's check out the sounds you guys gave me to work with. From 13 now, we got Enigma Bass Machine. So this is one of these, is an awesome rhythmic sound. These don't always line up, so I can't start with the sound, but I will use it. The Enigma Bass Machine. And then we have from Allegra, we have FM Start. From MJ's here, MJ's giving us Tiny Plucks. From Enigma, we got Epic Cloud Formation. From Qubit, we got FM Mega Stack. And lastly, from Frambox is the sound debut, Warbling Wave. Okay, we've got our sounds for this, what will probably be a very frenetic song. Again, I warned you guys, the reason I don't do the fast stuff very often is because the computer has a hard time processing tons of notes at that speed. And so there's stutters, the drums sometimes get behind, but it's worth the risk, right? We can start with one of the drum loops, not Enigma Bass Machine. I will use it. FM Start, Tiny Plucks, Epic Clouds, FM Mega Stack, or Warbling Wave. Okay. Let's see. Give you guys just a moment more. Let's see. Okay. Let's see. Okay, you guys had enough time. I'm ending this poll. Which sound is going to start the improv? And it's Warbling Wave from Frambox. So this is a sound, because it has a glissando, it slides into the sound like dobro chords. These kind of sounds you can't play fast, or they'll just be, every note will be out of tune. So these kind of warbling wave, dobro chords, they're designed to just sort of hit a note and hold it. I'm not sure why I just told you that, but if you wonder why that's what I do with those kind of sounds, that's the reason. If you've wondered why do I always hold dobro chords for a long time, that's why, because dobro chords don't work fast. Here we go, time to Etcetera. Starting off with a sound debut from Frambox, Warbling Wave. Here we go. Okay, I'm in talk mode for a second because I got ahead of myself and I pressed something I wasn't supposed to. So I'm gonna try to fix this, and then we'll do the etceterating. This is a false start, etceteration. Let's see, I gotta go to mode. Let's see, that's I know what I know what I gotta do. Okay, it's gonna happen all again. That's okay. 91. We got to go back to 91. Now this should work. If you guys do timers during this, it might give you a weird number. Here we go. Now we had three sweet beats in there. Powering that frenetic pace. If I can ever afford to get some faster computers, I'll do a lot more dance speed type stuff like that. And I will figure out a way to do drops. It's not easy to do drops with the way my looping setup is, but it would be fun to be able to do those more easily. Nice set of sounds. I was worried about the Enigma bass machine, but that came in, it was sick. It was absolutely sick. And then the epic cloud formation from Enigma. That was sort of the, it's a pad strings type thing. A lot of cool sounds. I put distortion on Tiny Plucks. I put distortion on FM Mega Stack. I put distortion on FM Start. Thanks, Doc Bar. 1-1, thank you. And a cheer from frambox. Thank you for that cheer. Oh boy. Oh boy. Let's see. Let's put this in the background as we look at your titles. We had almost 80 titles. That's good. I forget if we did a we didn't do a title challenge, right? No title challenge. Okay, let's see. Let's look at these titles. Oh, and a cheer from Megas. Oh, thank you, Megas. Megas says, cheer 1000 for dance track capable computers. You'll notice I never play horns on the fast tracks. And the main reason is I feel like I got to be next to the computer at all times in case something disastrous happens, and I can find a way to finesse myself out of it. But that track, we were actually pretty good. I was worried, but there were a few times where the drums were going off sync, but overall it was good. Let's see, title time. I love the snare sound on that drum kit. It made the drum fills were just awesome on it. From Rune Penrod, we got Techno With. From Mana Plate, oh, Mana Plate's here. Hyperwave Action. From Phoebus, the RAM is loose. The RAM is loose. From Mercer Sky, dodging bullets on a bullet train. And what's so funny is this tempo feels insane, right? This would be a relatively slow tempo in jazz. Let's see, one more. One last one. From Sam Mack, H27, Polite Destruction. Yeah, it has been a while, Mana Plate. It's good to see you. Let's see, our titles for this track. Techno With, Hyperwave Action, The Ram is Loose, Dodging Bullets on a Bullet Train, or Polite Destruction. If you're going to destroy something, do it politely. And some titles I missed. Let's see. From Doc Bar, we got Titan Skating on Nessus, Electric Marketplace, E2M OEOM1. What else? What are some other titles? Through the Beats and Clouds, Fox 856. Gotta Go Fast from Allegra. Electric Omelet from the Calamity Vein. Bridge Impulse, EF Elixir. And from Lenina, The Rube Goldberg Machine. Lots of good titles. Okay. Okay, you guys had enough time. I'm ending this poll. And what is it? It's a tie. Tie between dodging bullets on a bullet train and polite destruction. So we're going to break this tie. And it's Sam Mack's title, Polite Destruction. There it is. Thank you, everybody, for your title suggestions. Congratulations to Sam Mack, age 27, for naming Polite Destruction. Okay, fade that out. Fade that out. Oh, and thanks again, Magus and Frambox, for those cheers. Let's see. What are we doing? Oh, yes. I'll fade this in. So I think I got one more in me tonight. Whew. Glad we got some mellow background music. There we go. Getting ready. You know what? Let's run this poll again. Since some of you weren't here earlier. So, in theory, where's our poll? Come on, poll. Aren't you gonna go up? Why didn't you go up? Oh, now I'm gonna have to hunt for that. Oh, there it is. Is that it? There we go. So yes, I am considering possibly starting the show earlier. I'm definitely not starting it later. You'll notice there's no poll option for starting later. But I mentioned a number of reasons why I was considering it and why I haven't considered it in the past. But the other reason, which I've not talked about yet, and which is why I was late on Monday, is I got a side gig. I had to get a side gig. It's in what I was doing before I did this show. I was in video production for a while. I got a job. It's not a traditional 9-to-5 job. This is a contract job. And there's an upside and downside. The upside is it buys me some time. I mean, honestly, I was seriously having to consider doing 30 days notice on the studio at the end of this month. And this will buy me some time. It allows me to kick the can down the road. It's not a permanent solution. The reality is this show, if I'm going to do it for the long term, there's the only way to do it is full time. It's just, I mean, even without I spend 60, 70 hours a week on this thing. But this will allow me to buy some time, and maybe some promotional things will happen in the meantime. The downside is that I'm not going to have as much time for the show. I'm still doing the normal streaming schedule, so it's not going to impact our schedule, although we might change the time. It mainly means that I'm going to have very little time to be doing new things for the show, dealing with your suggestions and stuff like that. But in terms of our schedule, I'm going to stick with 3 days a week. There might be some limited instances where I have to prioritize this gig, but I've set it up such that I'm basically going to be doing it Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. So it shouldn't affect our schedule. The reason it affected it on Monday is I got the job on Monday, and I had to follow up before the end of the workday, and so that's why I was late for the stream. So there's good things and bad things about it. It does buy us about 3 or 4 months. So I can sort of put pause on the debt, because the debt has been growing by like literally between $3,000 and $5,000 a month for almost a year, and that is not sustainable. I've done some crazy things in my life. At one point I amassed well over $100,000 in debt when I was trying to start another project, and I managed to pull it off without going bankrupt. So hopefully I can do it again, but I do have my own limits, and I've been reaching that sort of limit where I had to stop the debt from increasing. So, but this is my plan. We had one guest a couple weeks ago, and it was awesome, Mark on Vibes. And since I'm not gonna be able to be doing a lot of stuff to change the show and do new things, my plan is to have a ton of guests. They probably won't start for a week or two, but just get as many guests, have guests almost every show, just to keep things fresh, even though I'm not able to do much. So I'm really looking forward to that. So that's the and also the advantage of slowing the debt down is I can pay my guests more, which makes it easier for me to get the guests that I want to be on the show. I paid Mark. I'm going to pay every guest. That's when you're working with professionals. It's just, I've tried to make it as a musician in the past, and I personally don't feel comfortable asking for favors from people who are amazing musicians. But what's appropriate is more money than the show makes most shows. But this job also makes it a little less stressful to be, doing that. So it's a mixed bag. But the most important thing is that I bought us time. We've got at least another 3 or 4 months to see what can happen, and hopefully longer. But so this overall, it's a good thing. But I will have a lot less time than I've had. Let's see. Let's start getting these. Let's start getting these loops. Getting our requests. Thanks, Spark. Thanks, HyderFox856. Let's see. I think we're gonna do one more tonight. Let's slow it down. Let's do one of the slower ones. And I just want to say again so many of you have donated to the channel, either money or your time or your eyes, and all of those things make a huge impact. And if that hadn't happened up to this point, then I would have had to say this is just never meant to be. But your support and all the different ways you guys have supported the channel, even if all you're able to do is just watch the channel, that really helps. That means more people will see us because we'll be higher in the charts. So again, I'm so grateful to anything you guys have been able to do, because without it, it would probably 9 months ago I would have had to say, this. But you guys have helped, encouraged me to keep going, hoping that eventually we'll figure it out. So I'm really grateful to everybody for that. Let's see. Let's see, one last thing. Oh, did I miss something? I might have missed something. One, two of you says getting all emotional in here. So I'm not totally on top of what's happening in chat because I'm just trying to get these. I've been talking so much, I'm getting these requests imported. I think we got a request though. Yeah, we're good. Let me see what, I think I just missed something. Let me see what I missed. It was a massive donation from Zwidar. Thank you so much, Zwidar. Huge donation, and Zwidar writes, long live the stream, heart long live the stream. Thank you so much, Zwidar. Oh, thank you, I really appreciate that, thank you. I'm so appreciative of all you guys, I say. Okay, let's take this poll off the screen. It's been up there long enough. So I'm going to keep doing this poll. But another reason I'm considering doing the show earlier is that one day a week, I'm probably going to be getting up real early in the morning, well, Thursdays, and doing like a 16-hour day, which sounds insane, but I'm sort of used to it. I mean, I'd rather not be used to it, but that's pretty common in production, video production. But it's a little tough to do a 16-hour day right after another 16-hour day where I'm staying up late. So that's another. So Wednesday shows probably won't go as late as Mondays and Fridays, at least. Okay, we can take that off. Let's look at these requests. And again, I thank you to Zwidar for that huge donation. Thank you so much. Room Penrod says, I need to play the lottery and share the winnings with the kid. I'll admit something to you guys. It's not easy for me to admit this. So I am morally opposed to the lottery. I think the lottery is, it's basically a way to tax poor people. That's what it does. It's a way to get money from poor people so you don't have to tax wealthy people as much. That's all a lottery is, at least in the United States. So I think it's a horrible thing. The odds are terrible. You're never going to win. You're much like you have a piano fall on your head. But I reached my nadir about sometime in August, and it was when and I bought the first lottery ticket and the last lottery ticket of my entire life. I bought one. I will never buy it again. But I hit that wall. And I was like, I know that this is wrong. I know that there's no chance of winning, but I'm gonna do it anyway. I know that my $2 would be spent better in an infinitely different number of ways. But at the same time, though, that was not necessarily. That's not exactly the way I want to solve my problems in life. I do think that sometimes, when we are backed against the wall, it allows us sometimes to see new things. Now, a lottery ticket is not a good solution, but the point was that I was willing to do something I hadn't tried before, and I think that's really valuable to be in that state. Again, not to buy a lottery ticket. That was not the right thing to do, but symbolically saying, you know what I've been doing hasn't been working. What can I do fundamentally differently? But yeah, I've admitted to you guys, I bought a lottery ticket. And if you're wondering, I did not win. Let's see. Well, I tell you, when I'm in convenience stores sometimes and I see people coming in who you can tell are really struggling, and living paycheck to paycheck, and they plop down like $40 on the lottery. It's just like, man. And I'm not judging them. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that we've, that we create a situation where people are so desperate that they're willing to spend money on something that will never ever happen for them. Just for a moment of peace, right? That moment of like imagining that if you win, all this stuff will happen. And that's what they're paying for. They're paying for that daydream. When really that money should be going, to help them in their life. Okay, that's I try not to get too political on the show, except about copyright. So that's the extent of my. I'm not going to talk about lottery anymore. Okay, let's see. Let's make our drum fills. I'm talking way too much. There we go. And Fari 1000 says, I love the lotto, but I'm Aquarius and I dream big. Yeah, I think the thing about the lottery that bothers me, the main thing is less that I get the way in which it gives you a chance to sort of dream big, right? Dream and imagine stuff. What bothers me is the way that states, in the US at least, use the lottery to shift the tax burden to the poorest Americans. Instead of raising taxes on people who can afford to pay those taxes, make poor people pay the taxes by buying lottery tickets. That's what bothers me. Because if you study the lottery system, that is what it's for. That is the purpose of the lottery system in the United States. Okay, we got some milestones. We got this is the 25th track that Vivid Chrono has been featured on. Big number 25. Oh, there was a donation? I didn't see the donation yet. I'll get on that screen in just 1 second. Milestone, Mountain Lion Tequila's 10th request. And this track will be Mountain Lion Tequila's 5th drum fill, Sync's 5th mode, and Hydrofox 856 5th drum fill. Congrats on those milestones. And was there another donation? Oh man, Far 1000 just gave a huge donation. The Far 1000 should not have given, considering, but I am very grateful. Far 1000 wrote, wish it could be more, but I just went 80,000 in debt myself. Keep your head up and do work, brother. I do sing if you want me to come show my mad skills. Check out my mad skills. Oh wait, is this a clip of you, Yeehain? I gotta check this out. Fari, send me a clip. Unfortunately, I don't have a way to put this on screen. Oh man, Fari's got this amazing shirt. No Mistakes Bob Ross shirt. And the best hat ever. Oh man, I love it. I'm gonna share, I'm gonna put it in chat since I don't think I'll get timed out if I do it. Let me put this in so you guys can all appreciate this. That accompanied Far 1000's amazing donation. Wow. Okay, let's fade out. Let's fade this out. Look at our drum kit stats. And we've got the hip hop slide kit. Let's see, now that we have our kit, we can make our drum loops. Oh, we got our loops. There they are. Sweet. Okay, first up from our drum generator, it is MJ. MJ. Here's MJ. Our drummer friend MJ. Here it is. That's like a modern hip hop beat. You know, modern hip hop, they've made drums. They've taken it down to just like bare bones, skeletal beats. I mean, it's a little more syncopated than you'd normally hear in a hip hop beat that's that slow. But we're gonna leave it. We're gonna leave it 100% raw. I'm not doing anything to it. Just put a little bit of reverb on it. 100% raw. Here it is, MJ's beat. Awesome. Thank you, MJ. Thank you, MJ, for your beat. And next up, we have Culto Al Pixel. Whoops. Whoops. Where'd you go, Culto? Ah. There we go. Culto Al Pixel. I'm gonna leave this one raw too. I am gonna do a few things with the hats though. I'm not gonna add any notes. I'm gonna do a little bit of volume though. No kick on one. We don't need it. Sweet, we got our beats. Thank you, Culto Al Pixel and MJ, for those beats. Slow jam coming up, I guess. Well, it depends on the sounds you guys give me. Maybe you gave me really crazy sounds. We got the FM Power Bass from White Captain. Oh, I didn't say the request, did I? D major from Allegro, Lydian to start at least from Sync, 72.1 beats a minute from Mercer Sky. And then we have from Spark, we got Luminous Times. From Danjo, we got Virtual Unison Supergrain. Hey, General Septum. From Vivid Gumbo, we got Atmos Sync. Alien Discovery from Devil's Nest Kimberly. And then from Unity of Balance, we have Crosswaves, version 1. There we go. Okay. So we could start with one of our drum loops or FM Power Bass. Or our Luminous Tines, our Virtual Unison Supergrain, Atmos Sync, Alien Discovery, or Crosswaves. Okay, I'll give you guys a moment more. Let's see, should we do a title challenge? Let's do a title challenge. Let me think of something we've never done before. Okay, I feel like maybe we've done something similar to this. I want you to be inspired by color. So I don't know if any of you guys experience synesthesia. Sadly, I do not. That sounds amazing. So you don't necessarily have to use color words in your title, but let that sort of idea of color, of thinking about color as I'm improvising and what kind of imagery you get, let that be your inspiration. So you don't have to have color words in your title, but I want that to be sort of the inspiration that sort of inspires you. So thinking about color, thinking about sound as a painting almost. Hey, Spark, do that again, but with the suggest command, like what Sync did. And then I'll see it after the show. Okay, give you guys one more moment. Okay, let's see. Okay, I'm ending this poll. What has chat chosen? It is a tie between FM Power Baz and Alien Discovery. So we're going to let the Greeks break the tie. And EOS has chosen FM Power Base. I guess it's Power Bass. Which sound was that? I don't even remember it. Oh, that sound. Okay. Okay, let's do it. Tom to Etcetera. Here we go. Here we go. It's been a while since we've done a long one like that, isn't it? I feel like this is the longest we've done in at least a couple weeks. Yeah, thanks for all those calps. And I loved just the spaciousness of those drum loops from MJ and Cultural Pixel. That was just an amazing set of sounds there. All those sounds were just awesome. I was using... So I loved that power bass. It was very sort of high-endy kind of bass sound at first. And then for the third section of the track, I think it was I did 3 sections. The third section, I put this filter on it. And I like doing stuff like that because I don't know what's going to happen. And it had this rumble to it. Hey, Sniper Bob Ross, thank you. Let's see. Let's look at these titles. Almost 140 titles. Room Penrose said, this is worth staying up until 5:15 a.m. That's crazy. Oh, and we had 2 subs during that track. We had a sub from Broskif and Vuvuzealous. Thank you so much, guys, for those subs. 2 new subs. Broskif and Vuvuzealous. Awesome, thank you. That took a lot out of me. It's funny, like, how slow songs sometimes take more energy in a weird way than a fast song does. Okay, let's see. Let's get this in the background. Let's get this going in the background. Let's see. Okay, titles. And the inspiration was color. You didn't necessarily have to use color in your song. There's no criterion for what titles I'm going to suggest. It was mainly to inspire you guys, but I'm sure we'll get some that have color in it. Man, so many good ones. It's gonna be hard to choose. Very hard to choose these. From Sniper Bob Ross, we got Beaches of Diamonds. From Hydrofox 856, Infinite Indigo. Let's see. From Buddy Nova, Chartreuse Eyes. From Broskif, Vivid Darkness, The Absence of Color. One last one. And this, I don't know, this one it's not super color related, but I don't know, I dig it. From Worm Drake, Winds of Mars. Okay, those are your title options. We can name it Beaches of Diamonds, Infinite Indigo, Chartreuse Eyes, Vivid Darkness, or Winds of Mars. Let's see some titles I missed. From Brukos, A Rhythm, A Sound, A Feeling. Dark Tidings with Silver Linings from Magus. Green Druid Eclipse, Unity of Balance. Rainbow Bridge, Devil's Nest Kimberly. In the Black and Ruby Mists, ClaraBowBunny. Subterranean Sunrise, Enigma. Sweep from MJ. 20-0, Phoebus. From Darkness He Comes, Mercer Sky. Out of the Blue, Room Penrod. Oh, so many good titles. Sinister Shadows, Lenina. Cold Prison of the Sun, 13th Nile. Echoes of the Golden Flames, Beneath Rock Wings, Mountain Lion Tequila. Okay. What did I do on that track? I did some Rhodes and some voice. That was it. Okay. Broskif, you're always welcome to vote for yourself. That is encouraged on this channel. Believe in your title. Okay, I'm ending the vote. Let's see what chat has chosen. And it's Vivid Darkness from Broskif. Nice. Congrats to everybody for your title to your titles. What was I saying? Okay, my brain has stopped working. Thank you everybody for your titles. And this track, now known as Vivid Darkness, courtesy Broskif, our new sub Broskif. Thank you. Let's see. Okay, we can fade this out. Okay, let's see. I think it's about that time. Yeah. I think we're gonna, yeah, I think that was good. Let's start prepping the end of the show. Don't leave yet. We got a few things. First, let me do my thank yous real quick. Oh wait, we did, yeah, it is. Let's look back at our show. We did 4 tracks. It was part of the Vuvuzealous tour. Our venue is a field of rasp berries. We did Digital Fauna. They came in 3s, Polite Destruction, and we ended on A Vivid Darkness. We did one of the faster tracks we've done in a while, one of the slower tracks we've done in a while. Let's see, we got some thank yous. First off, let me thank our amazing mods. We had Be Crafty, here's Brukos is here, ClaraBowBunny, Dom, Frambox, Sniper Bob, and Lost Elf. And lastly, Tubi. I gotta unmod my test account because I don't want to give shout outs to JYK Test. Unmod. Okay. Thank you, mods, for all your help tonight. Thank you. And I didn't see the one for Ironic Pseudonym. Maybe it was an auto host, but thank you, Ironic Pseudonym. Thank you, Far 1000 for the host. Far 1000 also did a huge donation and resubbed at the highest tier. Thank you, Far 1000. We had some new subs from Broskif and Woodawee. We had resubs from Room Penrod, 4 months. Speaking in Tones, 3 months. 13th Owl, 2 months. And Far 1000, 5 months. Thank you, subs and resubs. We had 2 patrons today. We had Zwidar and Far 1000. Thank you so much for those huge donations. Thank you for your support. Thank you. And we also had some cheers from Magus and Frambox. Thank you for those cheers. Let me now thank all our lurkers. Without doubt, without any question, have the most stunningly beautiful lurkers you will find anywhere on the internet, anywhere in the universe for that matter. Our lurkers are gorgeous, though we not see them in chat, we feel their beauty. Thank you, lurkers. Thank you to everyone who's hanging out in chat. There's too many of you to name, but thank you for making chat fun. As always, now it is time for our shout out. Here it is. Warm Drake Bushes. Hey, too easy. We got all the workers jumping out. I had this great idea in relation to doing something for lurkers recently, and I still haven't had time to do it. I still think it'd be really fun, but I just haven't had time. Anyway, thanks, 1, 2 of you. It's always good to see you, 1, 2 of you. Oh, man. So, if you've never seen the shout out before, these 43 names are the 43 people who either named our current tour, named our venue tonight, named one of our 4 tracks, submitted an AKA I used at the start of the show, submitted a poll we used during the show, and or made a request that made it onto one of these tracks. So without you guys, this show would have been fundamentally different. So my goal is to say all these usernames in one breath. My record is 59, so 43 should be no problem, knock on wood, but granted, I'm pretty tired. My voice is raggedy. Could be a trick. I feel like on Monday's show we only had 46 and I barely made it. 59, I might never surpass 59. I might have peaked. That might have been it. Okay, let's do it. Let's fade this music out so I can be totally focused. Totally focused here. Tonight we featured this stellar slamming cast that gathered together, especially for this show. These 43 folks will never again coexist in this exact way. This was a one-time thing. One time only. These 43 people were here together as 43. We feature the following. Here we go. I like a real Vinavilian, Broskif, Vuvuzealous, Kate Johnson, Cloudy Vane, Sleep with Music, ClaraBowBunny, Cultural Pixel, Devil's Nest, Can Be Dom, Dungio, Dorfil, Evil, Lister, Nick, Flippus, Frambox, Maximus, Hydrofox, 856, I Legendary, OL, Jar, Jubal, Lenina, Light, Captain, Lost Elf, Mercer Sky, MJ, Mountain Lion, Tequila, Ninja Fleas, 1, 2 of you, Fifth the Lakes, Cubit, Reginald, Delaware, Room, Penrod, Sam Mac, H27, Spark, Stokes, Super T, Sync, The Rope 35, 13th, Nile, Unity of Balance, and Vivid Gumbo. Yeah, that was fine. There were some places I stumbled, but I didn't breathe. I did it. Not my best performance, but I did it. Though I tried to say your names quickly, know that in my brain, I'm moving in super slow motion. You guys are standing in a line. I'm giving you guys a high five, shake your hand, thank you. But in all seriousness, like I said, this show, because it's improvised, because none of this music exists until I play it and you hear it, I'm totally dependent on your requests to inspire me. And again, songs happen because one sound someone requested that just opened everything up, opened up all these possibilities. Or there was a drum loop that was super funky, or in this case, these drum loops were so sparse, and it gave me all this space. So thank you guys for your requests and for making this show what it was. Without you guys, this show would have been fundamentally different. So thank you. We got 2 things left. We're going to start rolling our sub credits. If you're a new sub, you can get a custom credit for the end of the show. You can have multiple credits, and our bot will choose a random one for each show. Let me read a few of them. I guess I should put something here, writes Zwidar. That one chick that pops in from time to time, Kajink 87, Not Allowed on the Sofa, Mumbleplug, Revenant, Shadowfire, The Diva that Demands, and I'm already lost. Okay, I'll let those continue to roll as I find somebody for us to raid take some of the good vibes that we got from Fauna 1000 and pass those good vibes on. Let's see who's playing. Who is playing right now? Is anybody new? Is anybody new? I love discovering new music. For some reason, I've been hauling around since I was a teenager about, I can't remember, it's about 2,000 or 3,000 vinyl records. And because I just want to hear I just wanted new stuff. And I still have them, because once I have it, it's hard to let go of it. Even if I'm never going to listen to it again, it's like there's this universe on that album. And if I let go of it, I've lost that universe. Let's see, who's playing? Who is playing right now? I don't know if I've heard this streamer before. Oh, these kind of streams are always fun. Oh wait, have we ever rated this guy?
Are you a sub?
Yeah, I don't think we've ever rated this guy. Love raiding new people. It was really weird. Just as I was looking at this streamer's channel, it felt like he glanced up at me. It was the weirdest feeling. Like, it felt like he saw me. It was intense. It was an intense moment that only existed for me, because he clearly did not see me. But wait, that's not the right link, is it? Where I missed my link. There we go. Okay, we got someone to raid. If you've never done a raid before, here's how it works. After I wave goodbye to you guys, which is not yet, but when I do, our bot Tubi is going to paste this streamer's URL in the chat. Click on the link, go to their channel, paste in our raid call. Our raid call is Etcetera. Use your favorite emotes. Make their night, or maybe it's morning for them. I don't know where in the universe they are, but it is awesome to get raids. It's awesome to share raids. I hope I will see you guys. Let's put in some background music. I should put that in a while ago. I hope I'll see you guys very soon. If not Friday this week, then Monday, Wednesday, Friday next week, or the following week, the following month, following year, decade, century, millennium, eon. Whenever. It'll be, as always, great to see you guys. I hope that whatever comes next includes this raid we're about to do. I hope it includes dropping by Discord. I'll be in and out of Discord for the next probably half an hour, 2 hours, depends how long I'm here. I mean, if I want to get everything done tonight, my post-show work, it'll be a couple hours. We'll see. We'll see how much energy I have. Anyway, thank you everyone for a really nice show. Be well, stay safe, have a legendary rest of your week, and we'll connect again soon. Jiffy, once it cools down in here more, I'm going to start having Jiffy in here. Jiffy just hangs out in the outer room, but it's just too hot in here for Jiffy. I don't want to make his heart work any harder than it has to. Well, hopefully in a week or two it starts cooling down and Jiffy can make some appearances again. Okay, that's it. I'm heading out. I'm going to press the fade out on the music. And now's the time. Here's that wave I was talking about. So the screen's going to go black when I press this button right here. And then that will be it for tonight. I'll see you guys.